Right. Thank you for having me. Permit me to say happy Xmas to Nigerians, and it shall be a prosperous new year for us all. Concerning the naira scarcity, you agree with me that since first quarter of this year, we've been get to see sign of naira scarcity, and it was unabated because I was expecting CBN to come into action and perhaps do a jingle that will go down to the new crannies of Nigerians to educate Nigerians that do not hold this cash. However, is it real that there is a cash scarcity? I would say yes, because I actually went to really get money from my point of sales and actually pay 2,000 naira for 20,000. Like, I was just surprised. And if you go to the normal ATM machines, you discover that most of them are not dispensing cash. If you go to bank also are rationing the cash availability. They could say you can only withdraw 10,000 or 20,000, depends on the banks you go to. So this clearly shows that there is no availability of cash. Money Deposit Bank also comes out that they also came out that they do not have get cash from the central bank. I will agree that it may not be the challenge of the present CBN governor, but like you know, the naira redesign of last year that spring up to early this year has actually affected a lot of things, and it clearly shows that there was not enough printing of naira in circulation, because you recall that even at the time they want to like stop the old naira, it still shows that there is no enough. So, but
the CBN is saying that there's enough cash in circulation, and also that POS operators, there's this likely possibility or alleged possibility that POS operators are conniving with banks.
Now, you agree with me that our naira does not have speculative value compared to other currencies. So, keeping it at home sometime, it's at your own maybe detriment, if you ask me. So, I think if you look at it clearly, I expect CBN also to embark on engaging the mystery shoppers that will go around to really check the real issues on ground. And from the look of things, there is not enough cash. If you look, I also listened to the CBN spokesperson who said that there's about 3.4 trillion in circulation. That has to be just opposed with what we actually need as Nigeria, because you agree with me that most small businesses need this cash. You know, this cash inflow have a multiplier effect on businesses, because if you want to buy chicken from a chicken seller, the person will ask you,
do you know that they do have POS the recent time,
right? I agree with
the
you.
Initial cash redesign experience they had with the cash redesign policy.
That's correct, but you will also erode the value of that cash. You know, there's some petty buy you want to buy, you also need cash to do that. And I also want to challenge this CBN governor. If you ask me, there's some things that the past governor has been doing, Emefiele, especially e-naira. E-naira, since then, we not get to hear anything about e-naira. And if you ask me, I expect them to push it further. Maybe that could have even cushioned this effect to some level. Perhaps, if you look at e-naira, I think if you say you want to pay maybe some civil servant through this e-naira, it will also transcend down to other people, because they will also pay other people. By so doing, we engage in using. So you cannot just stop all those policies too. You pick the one that is better for Nigeria, then we'll move ahead. But I think CBN need to do something urgent, because if this spill to next year is not good for the economy, and it will affect the expected income that Nigeria is supposed to realize.
Now it looks like the POS operators are making a brisk business from this whole thing. That the question now is, has the cash scarcity come here to stay for a while, or is it going after the celebrations?
Well, for me, before the celebration, there is a sign of cash scarcity already. As at November, you see that it has started crept in gradually. So going forward now, it's CBN and that should swing into action by educating the public not to hold naira. Also by setting up a mystery shopper who could easily, you know, as in an undercover, go to this POS operator, go to money deposit banks and pretend to get this money. If they now caught them red-handed, I think they can also bring them to book, and maybe that will sound as a detriment to other ones that will want to do such things. So I think CBN still have the responsibility to ensure that they actually control the market, as it's their sole responsibility to do so.
The era of physical currency is fading, and the world is going cashless. Do you think the cashless situation is preparing Nigerians for that digital and cashless era? Are we prepared for it?
Now, if you ask me, Nigeria is not doing bad in terms of digital platform. Perhaps if you want to pay most things now, maybe school fee and whatever, you hardly pay cash these days. If you ask me, majority of Nigeria do transfer and they do use all, and there is also financial inclusion to an extent in Nigeria, because there is no any particular part of Nigeria that you go that you not find a POS, or even you can even use USSD to pay a lot of money. So we have tried to do that, but there is also a need to have some considerable amount of cash in the public. This will help us to do, small buy that you need to buy. You can, as it is now, there are some things that you still need to buy. The person will say, I also need cash to buy from the next person, especially a small business. So I think we need considerable amount of cash in circulation to actually balance the digital platform, as it were.
Now, let me have your thought on this. Some say that there's no enough deterrent, because it seems like the alleged connivance with POS and the banks, it's like there's no punishment so far. We have not seen anything. Do you agree with that?
Well, when we have this new CBN, most of us are very happy that it's not from conventional or it's not coming directly from banks to become CBN. It has actually working different. So we expect him not to also look at this bank, among deposit bank, behaving the way that is not accepted. So I think there should be a appropriate sanction for POS operator who decide to hold money or decide to increase it, and also among deposit bank who decide not to give this money out to the appropriate people that are expected to get perhaps this rationing of